Okay, so for my first video, I'm going to talk about the Glock Rattle. Something that freaked me out when I first encountered it, and I had difficulty finding on the internet what was causing it. Basically, I like to clean my firearm often. I'm talking twice a month, and that's not when I'm shooting it. That's just for regular concealed carry use, duty use, what have you. So, first I'm going to show you the firearm is empty. There's no magazine, no round in the chamber. We're going to depress the trigger and going to take the slide off. Now there's plenty of tutorials on how to clean and disassemble your gun on YouTube, so I'm not going to actually break it down completely, or this part at least. And I'm also not going to actually clean it. It's already clean. And again, I'm going to show you what I did. Now, I'm going to take this piece of plastic and push it in this direction so we can get the back plate off. Remember, this is under pressure. You don't want it to go flying. Take out the striker. And next you're going to take out the extractor. This acts kind of like a button. You just kind of press it. Out that pops. Out that goes. Now you can take out the this little rod right here. So now we have a stripped Glock slide. And from here you would go about your usual cleaning. I take a nylon brush. I don't use metal because I don't want to scratch the finish. You can do either or. With nylon it takes a bit longer, but it will work. It will work eventually. I use CLP. Really good on the P, not so much on the C. Takes a while to clean, but like I said, it'll get done. Anyway, so you take your CLP, saturate the brush, go along the sides, get this part right here. The face, the part where the striker comes through and hits the primer, that gets really dirty. You definitely want to clean that really well. Don't worry about getting oil inside there, because you are going to take a Q-tip, saturate that, and you're going to clean the channel. You can use two if you want. One works enough for me, but you saturate it, go in there, and you just go in and out. Keep doing it a couple times. Go through quite a few Q-tips, and eventually it's going to come out clean, or at least the color of whatever you're using to make it clean. Once that happens, you're going to go through a couple more Q-tips, and you're going to make sure that channel is bone dry. That channel needs to be bone dry, and while I'm on that note, the striker, firing pin, what have you, this never gets oiled. You can disassemble this. You can take off this plastic ring right here is actually two pieces. You can just pull the spring back, take those off, pull the spring off, this piece of plastic comes off. Pain in the butt to get back in, so I'm really not going to do that. You can clean this, but this needs to be bone dry. This needs to be bone dry. Two reasons. One, most obvious, you have fluid in there. When the firing pin goes to strike a bullet, cartridge, primer, you can have a hydraulic effect inside that chamber. You can have a vacuum behind this, and it's possible, theoretically, that you can have a light strike. You can cause a round to not fully discharge, or maybe it might not fire at all, or you can get a hang fire. A lot can happen. You want this to be bone dry. Another reason, if you have oil residue in there, gunpowder gets in there. That's why this gets cleaned. This is why I'm cleaning it. That gunpowder, if there's fluid in there, it's just gonna gunk up, and it's gonna foul faster. It's gonna get thick. You're gonna have sludge in there. It's just not very good at all. There's a third thing that's not often talked about. I carry this weapon for CCW and for duty carry. If you store this firearm loaded, like I do, there is the possibility that if there's oil in there, it can drip through that hole and into the loaded cartridge. It will kill that primer. And over time, if you need to use your firearm and oil has gotten onto that round, you'll just hear a click when you need it most. So I can't stress that enough. You need to make sure that this comes out clean and without any residue. So this has already been cleaned anyway. We're going to put this back together, generally in the same way it comes out. Let's put the extractor in there. Little button. And sorry in advance for the airplanes and the cars. I'm using my phone to record my first video. Eventually I'll go more professional, but right now this will suffice. Whoops. Get in there. All right. At this point, you can you would do your usual oiling for the gun. One drop here, one drop here. Up here, put a drop up here. Smear around up there. This is where metal contacts as the barrel cants. It rubs against this part right here. Will rub against here. So barrel gets oiled. These parts get oiled. Again, tutorials all over the internet. But when you clean the firing pin channel, what happens is this. So, okay, triggers in the forward position. There's no tension on that striker. When I first heard that, that freaked me out. So it was in the magazine, I unloaded it, but when I got it ready to go, that rattle was there. What it is, it just means that your Glock is really, really clean. You go out and you fire, that rattle is diminished because you have powder residue in there. And if you never clean your firing pin channel, you might not have a rattle at all. So, something to keep in mind. Glocks are pretty amazing. I think you could go through a Glock and never have to actually clean the firing pin channel. I mean, the basic takedown, cleaning the barrel, making sure that little hook inside is oiled. I mean, it's gonna work. It's gonna go bang. But there you go. Thank you very much.